Randy Macho Man Savage was a superstar whose larger-than-life persona transcended the confines of the WWE ring. His 30-year career left an indelible mark on WWE history as well as pop culture. In an era when superstars were known for flamboyance, no one could match the larger-than-life presence of the one and only Macho Man.
So welcome back to the UK. This is WrestleCast, and the greatest wrestler in the whole world is here. It's Kurt Angle, everyone.
Yeah.
Hang on, that was like one round of applause. Kurt Angle is here.
Sound of one hand clapping.
Yay me. I'll clap myself.
Kurt, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you.
You're looking very well. You did 25 interviews yesterday.
Yes, I did. It was a hard day, but a good day. I'm just really excited about coming over in January. I was here last year, but my wife-to-be had some complications in the birth of our beautiful baby girl, Juliana, so I had to leave early, and unfortunately I wasn't able to wrestle. But this year, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be in my prime, and Sting's going to be here too, and hopefully that's the guy I'm going to be wrestling.
So we got lots of stuff to talk about. We've got the Olympics to talk about, which are here in London next year, which you're training for right now, I believe. Yes,
I've been training for the past 2 months. I'll have another 9 months to train until the U.S. Open, so I'll be ready. I never really wanted to make this a media blitz. I never wanted the attention. I never wanted to go to the press and say, "Hey, I'm trying out for the Olympics." It's just that there are certain goals I had in my life, and I've done them. I won the Olympic gold medal. Last time I did it, I really didn't enjoy it. Didn't have fun. It was more of a job. There was a lot of pressure on me. This time, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to soak it in. I'm going to enjoy everything that I do, from the training to going to London and making the Olympic team, God willing, and enjoying the Olympics and remembering it instead of just kind of putting it out of my mind. Back then, I was like a zombie that was just focused on winning and winning an Olympic gold medal, and I really didn't get to enjoy the Olympic experience. And I've always had the desire of going into MMA, especially fighting for UFC, but unfortunately due to either issues on starting dates or money issues with other fighting companies, not with the UFC. The money issue was great, thank God, but it was the fact that Dana White wanted me to start on certain dates, and I just didn't think I'd be ready by then. And also, I wanted to be written off my show on Impact Wrestling, and that takes 3 to 6 months to be written off before I could start training. So there were a lot of issues where they say, a lot of people are fans, and some people that are, saying that, oh, Kurt's not going to try for Olympic team. He said he was going to do MMA and UFC, and he didn't do it. Well, this is under my terms. I'm training under my terms. I know when the dates are of the trials. I know when the date is for the U.S. Open, Olympic trials, and Olympics. I know what it takes to get ready. I'm wiser. I'm smarter. I'm going to train smarter this time. I won't make the mistakes I made last time, and I'm going to enjoy it. So I'm definitely doing it. This isn't for any attention. This is for me, and also for my nephew that's going to train with me.
Speaking of the UFC, what's your thoughts on Brock? Have you got a relationship with Brock right now? Because, he's out for, till January minimum.
God bless him. I feel my heart goes out to him and his family. He's having a difficult time, and I've tried to get a hold of him because I have my food company that would
Angle Foods.
Yeah, Angle Foods, that would specifically help Brock's condition. It's meant to help digestion. He's having problems with that. Unfortunately, him and I have lost touch with each other the last couple of years, but I just saw him last year, and I wanted to put him on my program, and his manager never got back to me, but I'd really like to help him out.
Yeah, I heard they had 12 inches of his intestine out, which is not a nice thing.
No, and that's what he needs. He needs a product like the Ultra Fiber DX to help him digest the food properly and so that he can be healthy. By next year, we'll be worldwide, so you can get it here in the UK.
A little while ago, you got your Twitter hacked as well, didn't you? That seems to be quite a common thing.
I'll tell you a story. It wasn't hacked. What happened was I wasn't watching WrestleMania, and I got a text that Randy Orton used the Angle Slam. So I tweeted, "Hey, Randy, what are you doing using my finish move?" So I went to bed about 9:30 at night. I guess his match just ended, and a relative of mine went on Twitter and started bashing, what's his name, Jack Swagger?
Yeah.
About using my ankle lock. And so when I woke up in the morning, I had a bunch of angry fans tweeting me and saying, hey, well, that wasn't really your move. It was Ken Shamrock's. And I defended myself, even though I didn't do that. And I thought somebody hacked into my Twitter. I found out it was my cousin. I can't really name who it is, but my family has my Twitter. They help me with it. They add things in it that I ask them to, or sometimes they give their own feedback of certain things. And so I just said, you know what? I never used Ken Shamrock's ankle lock until he retired. And then I kind of reinvented it and used it. I showed how you can get in and out of it and trade off submissions with it. I kind of took it to another level, but I'm still using it, and then Jack Swagger's using it. Now, you know what? He's been doing it for 2 years. I never complained once. So I wasn't really, I wasn't defending myself about Jack Swagger doing it. Whatever he can do to make money and whatever he can do to get more popular, more power to him. I know that they are copying my character when I was up there, because he does wear the red, white, and blue, and he's using the ankle lock. And whether it's Vince McMahon mocking me or if he just thinks that it's beneficial to Jack Swagger, I don't mind at all. And Randy and I talked to each other about the Angle Slam, and I just said, do me a favor, if you're going to use it, give it a name. Yeah. Your announcers don't know what to call it. They can't call it the Angle Slam, so, give it a name. He goes, Kurt, I promise I'll give it a name.
Why was it changed from the Olympic Slam? Was that some sort of weird law or something, or...?
You can't use the word Olympic on TV. So
really?
The Olympic Committee called the WWF, WWE, and said you cannot use the word Olympic. So we had to change it to something else. We called it the Angle Slam, but it was first called the Olympic Slam, but we were told not that we couldn't use it. I guess the Olympic Committee wasn't very comfortable with them doing that, so we had to take the word Olympic out, because if you put Kurt Angle action figure, Kurt Angle using the Olympic Slam, and you have the word Olympic on there, they have rights to either sue you or get a certain amount of money from.
But you're a legit gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist,
yeah,
which is bizarre.
They can say that I'm an Olympic gold medalist. They just can't use the word Olympic outside of that category of what I am.
So that's two words: Olympic and wrestling. They can't use.
right. Yeah. Now in WWE you can't use wrestling. So. That was the best thing ever happened to TNA, was the fact that WWE wanted to say that they are entertainment only. I don't see how that can be possible, because any storyline or any angle that you're in, any issue you have, any beef you have with an opponent, no matter where the storyline goes or how it transpires or how it ends up in the ring at a pay-per-view, and it ends up in wrestling. So you can't really take the word wrestling out of wrestling. So that's why we changed our name to Impact Wrestling instead of TNA, because we are wrestling and wrestling matters. Our fans love wrestling. So now our shows consist of more wrestling, less talk. Before we had a lot more talk, less wrestling. Now we're starting to get the picture of what the fans want. I even came up with an idea of a #1 contender tournament on a show on Impact, have the whole show, 8-man tournament, 4 brackets, and have just wrestling all through the show, and the announcers are the only ones that talk, and have 7 matches, 4 quarterfinals, 2 semifinals, and a final match to have a #1 contender and have nothing but wrestling on the show. I thought that'd be a great idea.
Do you think it's at all offensive to not just yourself and the wrestlers, but also to the fans, that when WWE do that and say it's not wrestling?
I think that Vince McMahon has a responsibility as a public company to tell his shareholders and anybody that has a stock in WWE or that wants to buy a stock that they're an entertainment company, that they do movies, that they are possibly getting into music, that they're not just going to be wrestling. And I think what they want to do is make it more of a bigger volume of a company of that they're not just wrestling, they're everything. But when the fact is they make more money with wrestling than they do with anything else. Even their movies, and the movies do very well, quite well on DVD. And God bless them. I'm happy for them. I mean, the WWE films are actually pretty good, but when it comes down to it, their baby, their sweetheart is wrestling, and it's always going to be. That's what WWE was built on 100 years ago, and it will be from this day on.
Anything you want to clear up that's been on the internet over the past few years, and you've got, you got an open forum to speak now, because we see that Kurt Angle's done this, and you can say, look, is there anything out there that you go, right, I need to talk about this. This is wrong that's out there.
If you have any questions about anything that's happened in the past, I'd be more than happy to answer them. But there's nothing that I really want to bring up. I've been accused of things that I obviously was found innocent of. Those things, they're in the past now, and I don't really like to talk about them. There's no reason to talk about them. It's just that, the media has not been really friendly with me. They've been more detrimental. And, the thing is, they never really looked into it. And, when I had cases or situations where I was found not guilty, so it was like I had to reach out to them. Hey, do you want to cover it? I was found innocent of the charges. Nah, that's all right. We'll put something on our website. So it was like, wow, whether it was a DUI or the situation with the girl that lied, it's in the second DUI, which I was found not guilty of. There's nothing I can do, but just move on and let it go. The only issue, I did in WWE, and I think that's the reason that Vince McMahon and I became so distant, is I did get myself in a situation where I had a painkiller problem, and I had to get myself out of it. And I did that. I did that without going to rehab. I worked full time. I had to go through a lot of withdrawal. I'll never touch it again. I learned a lesson from that. And, any wrestlers any people that want to be wrestlers or wrestlers right now, that is not the thing you want to do. You want to stay away from that. It's the devil. It's bad. It's wrong. It's not going to help you in any way or fashion. All it's going to do is make you an addict, and that's what I am. I am an addict. I know I can't take those drugs, and I will never take them again. I'll never touch them.
As far as Macho Man Randy Savage goes, we're still waiting for the toxicology report to come out, and then it's going to be, like we say, the media. It's going to be another wrestler dies of steroids, and that guy's probably not done it for 20 years.
Right.
But it's going to be, due to an enlarged heart, he's had a heart attack, and it's going to be another wrestler dies from steroids.
I'm not going to say whether Macho Man took steroids or not. You could probably look at him in the past and see when maybe he did or didn't. But the fact is, it was an accident. And, a lot of wrestlers have died in the past, and there were a lot of different reasons that they did die. And, with the Macho Man, there's no reason to make it a case that it was due to any drug. It was an accident. It was a car accident, and unfortunately, God bless him. My heart, God bless him. It goes out to his family and Randy. He is one of the greatest, most popular professional wrestlers of all time.